George here, Catholic Positive Energy. Nice to see you, everybody. The thing actually went on live before I was ready, but yeah, that's why I had to move the waterfall. Great to see everybody. Just get my catechism. Now, I wanted to do a broadcast last week, but I was very busy with school, and I still am, but that's why I'm coming to you live right now at this very minute. Now, we're going to go through the Catechism again, but before I do, just want to talk a little bit about the amazing Catholic Answers Conference that I went to about 2 weeks ago now. Oh, it was so amazing. It gets better and better every year. This was my 7th time attending the Catholic Answers Conference, 7th straight year in a row. Oh, it was absolutely amazing. Some amazing speakers. Obviously, Catholic Answers has the best Catholic speakers in the world. They also had Dr. Scott Hahn and his wife Kimberly Hahn there. I'd never met Kimberly Hahn before, so this was an amazing treat. And during her talk, I can say that it consisted a lot of love. Plus, I'm sure all of you have seen by now that I've gotten a lot of endorsements from other apologists at Catholic Answers, Trent Horn, Joe Heschmeyer. Oh, there was also this amazing speaker, Dr. Ray Gorendi. He's been on EWTN so many times. He's a clinical psychologist, for those of you who may not know, and I got 2 amazing books of his. He and his wife have adopted 10 children throughout their marriage. And I should say, you know, Dr. Ray, during his talk, he was like doing stand-up comedy that whole time. That's what it felt like. And I thought he was just the funniest speaker. So, no, it was truly amazing. Absolutely wonderful. So anyways, yeah, it's truly wonderful. Let me just see if I can do a little something here. Pardon my hand. Okay, guess I can't do it. No problem. Anyways, okay. All right, so I can say I've got at least 1 viewer on the YouTube channel. Hope I have many more. But yes, the Catholic Answers Conference was absolutely, truly amazing. Totally wonderful. Oh, I loved it. It was just so awesome. I encourage all of you to go. I more than likely won't be able to go next year, but, you know, there's always hope. So anyways, I hope you've all caught the last broadcast that I did. It was from the Catholic Answers Conference. We had adoration. They had a holy hour going on, and I got permission to film. I filmed 10 minutes of it because I couldn't be on my knees for longer than that. But yes, I try to have broadcasts that are truly Catholic, where sometimes we'll have adoration, or we'll have meditation and prayer, or we'll hear about some good, solid Catholic teachings. And you don't have to be Catholic to be a member of Catholic Positive Energy. I welcome people, even non-believers or people who are members of other religious places. Everybody's welcome here. I just ask that everybody be respectful, be positive, and, you know, if you have any comments for me, just please make sure that they are under those 2 categories. So, I was also able to really grow the channel. Before the conference started, I only had 387 subscribers. Now, as of this broadcast, I have 409. I definitely hope that we can one day get to 1,000. But it's all because of each and every one of you, and I love you very much. So, let's get to the Catechism. We're going from paragraphs 26 to 30. And I'm going to read them in their entirety. So I also want to say this, because I know we do have some folks watching who I'm very dear friends with, who sometimes you want to know paragraphs of the Catechism. Well, this is also another opportunity for you. If you, maybe you don't have a catechism, or you don't like to open a book and read a lot of things, you can listen to my broadcasts, and I will read these paragraphs in their entirety. Going through the 3rd section, And like I say, I go by sections. So when one section is done and a new one begins, I'll save that for the next broadcast. So, anyways, just moving the waterfall a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right. So, paragraph 26 falls under this, under the profession of faith. Right here it says, I believe, we believe. It starts off saying, we begin our profession of faith by saying, I believe, or we believe, before expounding the church's faith as confessed in the creed. That would be the Nicene Creed that we always recite at Holy Mass. For those of you who are members of the Latin Rite, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I believe in one God, the Father Almighty, so on and so forth. For any of you who may be members of the Eastern Rite, I'm sure the creed may very well be worded differently. I haven't memorized that one, but obviously, majority of you probably are members of the Latin Rite, or you've been to a Catholic Mass in the Latin Rite, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, and this is, as confessed in the Creed, celebrated in the liturgy, and lived in observance of God's commandments and in prayer, we must first ask what to believe. Means faith is man's response to God, who reveals himself and gives himself to man, at the same time bringing man a superabundant light as he searches for the ultimate meaning of his life. Thus we shall consider, first, that search, then the divine revelation by God, by which God comes to meet man, and finally, the response of faith. So, one of the things that we always do, and you often hear this when halfway through the Mass, right before communion, when, this is after the priest's homily, and then usually they'll say profession of faith, or please stand to say the creed, and then we start reciting the creed. We profess our faith. We profess why we are Catholic. And I also want to say, and I hope this doesn't come across as negative to any non-Catholics who may be watching, I don't believe in sugarcoating the truth, and I'm not saying this to argue with anybody. I'm being 100% honest. The Catholic Church is not a denomination. As we also recite in the Creed, we say we are one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. That's what we are. We are the church founded by Jesus Christ. Now, paragraph 27, the desire for God. Right above that, it says man's capacity for God, and right underneath that, the desire for God. Paragraph 27, the desire for God is written in the human heart because man is created by God and for God, and God never ceases to draw man to himself. Only in God will he find the truth and happiness he never stops searching for. The dignity of man rests above all on the fact that he is called to communion with God, to be one with God, to be connected to God, to love and embrace God. Continuing on, this invitation to converse with God is addressed to man as soon as he comes into being. For if man exists, it is because God has created him through love, and through love continues to hold him in existence. He cannot live fully according to truth unless he freely acknowledges that love and entrusts himself to his Creator. In many ways throughout history, down to the present day, men have given expression to their quest for God in their religious beliefs and behavior, in their prayers, sacrifices, rituals, meditations, and so forth. These forms of religious expression, despite the ambiguities they often bring with them, are so universal that one may well call man a religious being. From one ancestor, God made all nations to inhabit the whole earth, and he allotted the times of their existence and the boundaries of the places where they would live, so that they would search for God and perhaps grope for him and find him, though indeed he is not far from each one of us, for in him we live and move and have our being. I think it says that also. I know I've said that before. I've read that in one of the previous paragraphs. I know I've read that before. Boy, that's... even I need a refresher. and some refreshing orange juice. Paragraph 29. But this intimate and vital bond of man to God, and quoting the Vatican II document Gaudium et Spes, can be forgotten, overlooked, or even explicitly rejected by man. Such attitudes can have different causes: revolt against evil in the world, religious ignorance or indifference, the cares and riches of this world, the scandal of bad example on the part of believers, currents of thought hostile to religion, finally that attitude of sinful man which makes him hide from God out of fear and flee his call. I just want to pause for a moment. See, the beginning parts of this catechism, and I still have one more paragraph to read, but I just want to pause for a moment. The beginning of the Catechism of the Catholic Church clearly states that God wants us to be connected to Him. Now, when I say man, I'm just quoting what the Catechism says, so all right, let's not get offended by labels. When it says man, I'm talking mankind. I don't mean just men and not women. I'm talking all human beings. That's what that means. So, God wants us to follow Him, to believe in Him, to love Him and embrace Him, but freely. Obviously freely. And it states why. Because although there are a lot of folks, human beings in the world, who feel that they want to live their lives and have nothing to do with God or nothing to do with church or religion or things like that. If that's what they choose to do, they can go right ahead and do that. We don't want them to, but obviously we want to show them a better way. But this is ultimately something that we all need to find for ourselves. But obviously it's always wonderful to have other human beings on this earth who can be wonderful examples to lead people into church, encourage people to come to church, especially when people are in crisis. Because I've noticed a lot when there are people who are in crisis or who have suffered a terrible thing in their lives, that is probably the best time to try to evangelize someone and encourage them to come to church, because they're at a turning point in their lives, at a fork in the road. And it's important that we try to show people like that the love of God. And finally, I'll end with paragraph 30. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Although man can forget God or reject Him, He never ceases to call every man to seek Him. This is what I was saying. So as to find life and happiness, but this search for God demands of man every effort of intellect, a sound will, an upright heart, as well as the witness of others who teach him to seek God. You are great, O Lord, and greatly to be praised. Great is your power, and your wisdom is without measure, and man, so small a part of your creation, wants to praise you. This man, though clothed with mortality and bearing the evidence of sin and the proof that you withstand the proud. Despite everything, man, though but a small part of your creation, wants to praise you. You yourself encourage him to delight in your praise, for you have made us for yourself, and our heart is restless until it rests in you. And that was quoting the Confessions of St. Augustine. Very wonderful work that I encourage everybody to read. So that concludes this section of the Catechism for today's broadcast. Normally I would read longer things, but like I say, I go through sections, and I know there will be times when I may have more paragraphs that I talk about in a single broadcast. So I certainly hope you're enjoying these broadcasts that I'm doing of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Finally got my first comment on the YouTube channel. Somebody by the name of Ducky says hello. Well, hello, Ducky. Hope you like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, but definitely please share. But yes, I hope everybody here is enjoying these broadcasts here that I'm doing of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Like I say, I'm going to go through the entire Catechism, and there will be times when I will have other broadcasts, when I may have a topic, and I'm always open to hearing ideas. So definitely want to continue to hear any helpful, productive ideas. So also, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of significant growth here in the YouTube channel, And I thank each and every one of you. I'm very grateful for you, and I love you all. And I hope to continue to see growth. And like I say, all are welcome to be members of Catholic Positive Energy. Like I say, if you are not a Catholic, you are welcome to be here. But like I say, positive comments, please. And I do look at everything. So yes, I will see everything. And if I see something that's not positive, it's not going to be there for very long. But that's why this is a positive community. So please, let's keep it positive. Certainly want all of that. But anyways, I plan on doing another broadcast, hopefully tomorrow. That's what I'm going to try to work hard to do. And the next broadcast, whether it is tomorrow or not, and I'll make an effort to make sure it's tomorrow at around this time, it's going to be meditation and prayer. So, and I will put a notice about that on the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel. Like I say, for those of you who may be new, we have obviously a YouTube channel and a Facebook page and group that you're welcome to join as well. And yes, hope to continue to see a lot of wonderful people contributing here. And also I want to thank those from the Catholic Answers Conference who have given me endorsements. Obviously, I've thanked you guys in person, but I'll thank you on this broadcast while I'm still here. Thank you, Trent Horn, Joe Heschmeyer, and Dr. Ray Garendi. And by the way, for those of you watching, I hope you enjoyed my other new promo of me wearing the tuxedo. I don't normally wear a tuxedo, but just to special occasions, but I obviously wanted to do a promo during that time. Oh, another person I want to thank. I don't want to forget this person especially. Thank you, Eric Tafoya. Please subscribe to his channel, Traditional Urban Catholic. Wonderful guy. So, until tomorrow night, we will have meditation and prayer. Once again, dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest.